James Madison, who was the chief architect of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, called press freedom one of the great bulwarks of liberty, meaning it was an independent source of critique and check on government. And Thomas Jefferson, his friend and fellow Virginian, went further than that and said in a famous quote, were it left to me to decide whether we should have a government without newspapers or newspapers without a government, I should not hesitate to prefer the latter. Now, Trump seems to think that we can have government without newspapers. Jefferson would disagree. And that's why this struggle feels really important. And as early as 1790, when the Bill of Rights was adopted, the idea of freedom of the press was powerful. It was central, as you can see from those quotes. And since then, it has grown and changed and become more powerful. In a way, it's changed more than most other values enshrined in the Constitution. At the time the First Amendment was framed, the core of the freedom of the press, as they called it, was considered to be the idea of prior restraint. Now, what is prior restraint? This is an important term for people to understand who want to follow press freedom debates even today. A prior restraint is any system of censorship or licensing or advance review where the government will not allow individuals to speak or publish until they get approval from a government official. Right, the classic thing is the censor. That term comes from English law. It goes back at least to the 18th century, and the idea has developed that the First Amendment is an almost complete bar against prior restraint. And even in the 1970s, when the United States was engaged in military conflict in Southeast Asia, major newspapers printed the top secret Pentagon Papers, which was a discussion of the war's history and strategy that was classified top secret. And when the government asked the Supreme Court to bar this publication, the court said no, not even national security is a good enough reason to justify a prior restraint.